In this video, we'll be taking a look at all today's NCAAF matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is winning sport picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We start with BYU catching 12.5 at -105 against Texas Tech, laying 12.5 at -110. And this is one of those matchups where Tech's physicality has been priced in heavily by the books. BYU as a sizable dog is always interesting when they manage to win the field position battle early, but Texas Tech has consistently forced opponents into uncomfortable third downs. Moneyline pricing at BYU plus 400 and Texas Tech minus 520 tells you books expect Tech to dictate tempo from the opening kick. The total of 49 over -110 and under 49.5 -110 leans toward a slightly lower scoring rhythm, especially if Texas Tech grinds down drives. Underdogs covering in these setups often rely on explosive plays, but this defense shortens the field. Texas Tech minus 12.5 and under 49.5 line up with the expected flow. Miami, Ohio getting 2.5 at -110 takes on Western Michigan, laying 1.5 at -110. And the interesting thing here is how often close spreads rely on special teams to swing field position. Miami catching points makes them attractive in a coin flip matchup, but Western Michigan has shown more stability in red zone decision-making this season. The money line reflects that edge with Miami plus 120 and Western Michigan minus 124, a near toss-up that still leans toward home field discipline. The total at 43.5 both ways expects conservative play calling unless someone breaks an early big gain. Games like this often reward the team that avoids unnecessary penalties and maximizes possessions. The lean goes to Western Michigan minus 1.5 and under 43.5 in a slower-paced battle. Georgia comes in laying 1.5 at -110, with Alabama catching 2.5 at -105. One of those classic market disagreements where the spread and the matchup narrative don't always line up smoothly. Georgia has the efficiency edge in sustained drives, but Alabama catching points in a neutral environment always draws dog money. The money line reflects uncertainty with Georgia minus 122 and Alabama plus 115, basically daring bettors to pick a side. The total of 47.5 over -114 and under 48.5 -110 suggests the books expect defense to tighten in the red zone. These games often hinge on who controls possession late. The lean goes toward Alabama plus 2.5 and under 48.5 in a field position struggle. Duke catching 4 at -109 meets Virginia laying 3.5 at -105, and this is one of those matchups where home control and defensive edges get baked heavily into the number. Duke getting more than a field goal gives them a margin if they find early rhythm, but Virginia's structure often suppresses explosive drives. The money line sits at Duke plus 155 and Virginia minus 165, clearly leaning toward the Cavaliers, finishing stronger. The total at 57.5 over -114 and under 58 -112 expects scoring swings based on which team dictates tempo. If Virginia slows things down, this leans toward a more controlled finish. Virginia minus 3.5 and under 58 shape up correctly with the market profile. Indiana catches 4.5 at -103 against Ohio State, laying 4 at -109. A surprisingly tight number given Ohio State's defensive consistency. Indiana catching more than a field goal makes them tempting when momentum swings bounce their way, but Ohio State has shown more reliability in second half game control. Moneyline pricing at Indiana plus 170 and Ohio State minus 186 tells us books still trust the Buckeyes to finish drives at a higher rate. The total of 46.5 over minus 114 and under 47.5 minus 110 projects defensive stands, especially in third and medium situations. These matchups typically reward the team that dominates time of possession. The lean goes to Ohio State minus 4 and under 47.5. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at WSPicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to WSPicks.com right now. For today's matchups, we're leaning Texas Tech minus 12.5 and under 49.5, Western Michigan minus 1.5 and under 43.5, Alabama plus 2.5 and under 48.5, Virginia minus 3.5 and under 58, and Ohio State minus 4 with under 47.5. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!